TikTok challenges have become more than just dancing or pranking your parents. One new challenge is costing Hope Public Schools thousands of dollars. They've been tasked with filling 6,000 Easter eggs by Easter Sunday. I don't know, but are you guys ready? Can you do it again this year? Yes, all right. Don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. So get ready to get off of your feet and sway to the beat because the Michigan Jazz Festival is back for its 27th year. Take a look at this, you guys. Right here in Lansing, we've got 9 inches of snow and we're expected to still get more. There's 2 things that make a good selfie: perfect lighting and the perfect setting. So get your camera ready because the Love Your Selfie Factory is now open. The 2022 NFL Draft Day approaches. Pro Day has Michigan State football players looking ahead to their future. Our restaurants will have more people filling their tables as restaurants are back to full capacity. But for some restaurants, finding staff is a bit of a struggle. A Holt neighborhood is using food pantries to help their neighbors get through the pandemic. 2 little girls are left without a mother after a double homicide right here on Lansing's west side. State University Junior is hoping to take style to the next level, and she's doing it in her own boutique. People rallied behind Michigan State University's Sparty statue to show support for Ukraine during difficult times. COVID numbers here in Michigan are going down, from infections to hospitalizations to death rates. And due to the recent numbers, Ingham County is lifting mask mandates for schools. Christmas and Halloween are not the only reasons to decorate the yard. One Lansing couple is sharing their holiday cheer all year with fun and unusual decorations and a giant skeleton. I have a weather joke for you guys. What falls but never hits the ground? The temperature. Now let's take a look at our forecast with Fox meteorologist Reese Cole. New data from the census shows that not everything is black or white. The number of people who identify as more than one race nearly quadrupled.
For a very long time, because of white supremacy, it was called the 1-drop rule. If there was 1 drop of black blood, in these sort of horrible terms, you had to report that you were black.
But for some Black Americans, identifying as just one race is not that simple. The census data shows that the Black or African American in combination population grew 88.7%.
I identify as Caribbean American. My people are from Curacao.
Rena sees herself as Black American, but when it comes down to specifics, she feels she doesn't fit in just one box on the census form.
Being Black is just more than being Caribbean American, because that was all I knew in New York was Caribbean American. And growing up in an environment with Caribbean people, that's what you know, that's what you identify with.
In 2000, the census gave people the option to select more than one identity. In 2010, 9 million people identified as multiracial. In 2020, that number increased to 33.8 million. Here in Lansing, those numbers are even more impressive, because in 2010, Lansing reported the highest percentage of people identifying as Black and some other race than any other city in the entire country. An MSU professor who has studied mixed racial identity has a few theories on why we've seen this increase.
Interracial relationships are more accepted, more common than they were in the 1970s and 80s. So there's just more people having mixed heritage families, so that's one thing. But now we've had a president who had a white mother and an African father. We currently have a vice president of the United States who is Indian and Black. So I think that we have come to see more public figures, more examples that people can say like, oh, I can talk about that.
Wren says another reason we're seeing multiracial identities pop up is because DNA testing has become more popular.
I just got the 23andMe DNA test, and so to get like an accurate picture of like, you know, a history DNA, because my family is My mother's side is from the Caribbean islands, St. Martin, and then my father's side is from a area in Italy called Calabria.
Gianni identifies as Black, but he doesn't want to leave out every aspect of his identity. He says with the census, he doesn't have to.
I don't have to think about this, and then I can choose exactly what I feel that I am instead of being put into a box.
And as a father with biracial kids, Gianni is grateful that his kids will have the option as well.
There's that world for them, because I mean, outwardly, you know, they don't look a certain way where you would expect. They have blonde hair and, you know, brown eyes, but we have a Black family.
That increase is also being reflected in non-Hispanic and Latino communities here in Ingham County. In 2010, about 3% of those residents identified as multiracial. In 2020, that number increased to 5.5%. As the 2022 NFL Draft Day approaches, Pro Day has Michigan State football players looking ahead to their future. That's what Michigan State University's weight room sounds like on Pro Day. Sweat, drive, and ambition were on full display as MSU football players trained in front of NFL representatives.
I was just out there doing some of the running back, fullback drills, and then, you know, they were like, let's do some tight end stuff, and, you know, I was down for that. Football's football, and, you know, being able to show as much as I can, I feel like the better.
Tight end Connor Hayward played in 49 games, with the Spartans including 28 starts. His talent was put to the test Wednesday as talent scouts asked him to do multiple drills.
I have a lot of confidence in myself. I know the work I put in, and I've worked out with the NFL guys, and I've worked out with the top college guys, and I saw where I stacked up, and you know, I honestly think I'm finally starting to turn some heads.
Last year was the first time in 80 years that MSU was shut out of the NFL draft. This year, the team is back with a vengeance. Hayward, Kenny Walker, Jalen Speedy Naylor, and others are headed to the NFL draft next month.
Just take it day by day. Just pray and hope that I get a call one of those days.
Wide receiver Jalen Naylor finished his Spartan career with 86 receptions and 12 touchdowns in 28 games.
Surreal, you know. I'm gonna miss definitely working out here, playing here, you know. But I think everybody here that's been a part of this journey has helped me grow in a positive way, and I can't thank them enough for that.
As the players prepared to leave MSU behind, they reflected on their time at the university.
Coach Tuck just made the whole culture competitive, and I think the more competitive is, you know, makes the team better. It makes the weakest link the strongest link.
The NFL draft begins April 28th. I'm your MSU neighborhood reporter, Yasmeen Ludi, Fox 47 News. Co-founder of the Black Panther Party, Huey P. Newton, once said the revolution has always been in the hands of the young. Here in Lansing, a 22-year-old is starting a new revolution, the Young Black Panther Party.
In the water, what you want.
James Henson was never starstruck by heroes who wore capes. His heroes wore all black.
Back then when I was little, the Black Panthers was an idol to me. They was my Superman, my Batman, my everything. And I want that same thing for kids.
After George Floyd's death and the words, "I can't breathe," ringing at every protest, Henson decided to start the Young Black Panther Party.
A lot of people in the community that don't know who the Black Panthers is or are, and I want to bring that hope within them.
The original Black Panther Party was founded in 1966 by two college students, Bobby Seale and Huey P. Newton. The group was committed to Black power and self-defense. Like members of the original party, Henson is trained to protect himself, and he teaches his community how to do the same.
When things progress in the future, history do not repeat itself, because we gotta prosper, we got to build, we have to do everything we can to thrive in order to survive.
This generation is not putting up with the things that was in the past, and they're not putting up with a lot of stuff. I respect you, you respect me, and that's what this generation is about.
Members of the community say what Henson is doing is setting a good standard.
These kids really need to know about those days and about that unity that we used to have for our community, you know, protecting our own people.
But being a Black Panther is not just about protecting the community. Henson is working with the Fledge to create a garden.
You fight what you believe is right so you can live to see another day.
The garden is gonna be within the Black community so our people can go and get food whenever they want.
Henson says anyone who's Black can join the Young Black Panther Party.